Derby County's under-18s have fallen to defeat versus West Ham United in the Premier League Cup in the semi-finals. Now, Derby County have gone on their best run in this competition for quite a while. I believe the last good run they had was when Derby County had the likes of Louis Sibley, Morgan Whittaker, Jason Knight, Max Bird, all playing within this unit. And for Derby County, I don't think there's a lot to complain about. There was a 2-minute fire from West Ham, to be completely honest with you, which was a really good 2-minute spell for them. Scored twice, and it was a really good moment for the West Ham United players to go 2-0 up away from home in a semi-final is obviously massive. Now, if we put the team on screen for Derby County, Harley Price in goal, Marriott and Gordon as the two fullbacks. You had Canaville and Adisa Asande as the two centre halves, with Toller and Domain Augustin in midfield. You then had a front four really of Ogotolo on the left, Cruz Allen on the right, Owen Eames just in behind, with Charles Abuka as the number 9. Now, I've got a little bit of experience with these players. When I say experience, I mean I did some of the analysis work for them a few years ago, back when I was at Derby County, and as you all know, Cruz Allen is an unbelievable footballer. I think today wasn't really his best game. Had a couple of really good moments early on, but it wasn't necessarily his best game. Came off late in the game for, I think it was for Dantel Hodges, after picking up a little bit of a knock. Owen Eames, I think this year he's gone from strength to strength. Has been an unbelievable player for Derby County in the under-18s, and hopefully he can make that step up 21s and beyond, going down the line. Justin Ogotolu playing off the left today, whereas he normally plays down the middle. But obviously with the form that Charles Abuka's in, you cannot sort of move him about really. Now, obviously, I put some notes down on my phone while I was watching through the game, so I could give you sort of a full overview of the game. Now, early on in the game, I think it was about 10-15 minutes in, Owen Eames and Cruz Allen linked up really well in midfield. A really nice pass from Cruz Allen puts Owen Eames through on goal, plays the ball across. I think he took a shot, it deflects, falls to Domain Augustin on the edge of the box, and he hits the crossbar. Then literally went down the other end a couple of minutes later. West Ham score 1 straight from kick-off. We give away the ball in the defensive area, and they go on and score a second. It's two really nice finishes for West Ham, if I'm completely honest with you. If you haven't seen the highlights, make sure you go ahead and check them. It's a midfield area for the first goal. I think it was Marcel Toller who gave away the ball in midfield, and then for the second goal, I believe it was Marriott on the right-hand side who gave away, but don't quote me on that one. And then just before we scored our first goal, there was a massive double save from Harley Price in goal. Really good. I think there was a block in there as well from a defender, which stopped it from going to 3-0, which ultimately would have been all said and done really for Derby County, and West Ham would have essentially seen themselves through to the PL Cup final. Now, just a few minutes later, Cruz Allen and Owen Eames link up down that right-hand side. Cruz Allen beats his man, gets the ball nicked off the bottom of his foot, and ends up at the feet of Charles Abuka, who goes on to score his goal in this game. It was a really well taken goal as well. Then a few moments later, there was a really good header from Charles Abuka, but it was the West Ham keeper who takes the plaudits as he denied Derby County scoring that equaliser. And then just as there was 15 minutes to go, West Ham United get on the break and score a really nice goal to make it 3-1. It was a very up and down game, and just before they scored to make it 3-1, Derby County had the ball in the back of the net again through Charles Abuka, but it was ruled out for offside, which looked a little bit controversial on the Rams TV camera angle. However, I don't obviously have the angle that's directly in line, so I can't tell you if it was onside or not, if I'm completely honest, but it seemed a little bit controversial from the angle that I could see. Now, obviously, I've spoken a lot recently about Derby County and these academy lads getting the opportunities with the first team to see if they can make it to the level that we need potentially for next season. And just by watching that game, the players that stand out are the ones that you expect to stand out. I thought Owen Eames was a standout. Charles Abuka, I thought Domain was quite good in midfield. And then obviously Isaac Gordon, I thought he was really good. And obviously Justin Ogotolu, a really good player as well. But it's one of those for me where obviously in defeat today, you've not really seen the best of those players. But I do think that there was good moments from a lot of the players across the course of the game. I think we have a really good situation when it comes to goalkeepers. Harley Price, Harry Evans, Jack Thompson. There's another couple of good ones as well that are coming through at Derby. So Charlie Hardy, who is playing for the under-16s England. He's on the bench today for them. And then you've got Asher Taylor, another not goalkeeper, but he's a defender for Derby County's academy, and he's playing for England's under-16s as well at the moment, away on camp. And you just have to look at some of these players that are coming through and some of the opportunities that they're creating for themselves, and you cannot sort of turn away from it, because some of them are really, really good and could have a real difference for Derby County over the course of the next 5 to 10 years. Now, I'm not saying that these players are going to break through and be starting regulars next week, but some of these players that are coming through have real opportunities for Derby County. And obviously, there's also some players that we sort of still need to talk about. The likes of Niall McAndrew, who is currently out injured. You've also got the likes of Luke Banks, who's out for the rest of the season as well. There's some really good players in that under-18 setup, and obviously also the go-between with the 21s as well, who could have a real good opportunity of making it sort of to that top level with Derby County. And obviously, hopefully we see that happen. Hopefully we see some of these youngsters get that opportunity in the first team and actually get on the pitch over the course of the next few weeks towards the end of the season, given the fact that it essentially looks a little bit said and done now for Derby County in the Championship. But it's obviously, I know a lot of people will sort of look at the academy and go, well, yeah, they're playing against people their own age and things like that, but I'll always sort of stick to the point that you're never going to know how good somebody is until you put them in the circumstance. Because I think Liam Thompson excelled more than anybody expected when he first broke onto the scene. Erin Cashin is another one. Festi Ebaseli. Like, these are players who nearly didn't even get scholarships and then pros. So that, like, what you've got to think is some of these players that not only that we're letting go of, but also players that haven't had opportunities, they could excel somewhere in the team, and that's something that you have to look at. Now, obviously, for Derby County's under-18s, that is the end of the road in the PL Cup, but they're still going pretty decently in the under-18s Premier League. I believe they face Man United at the weekend, which will be a very interesting game for them. I'm going to start doing a little bit of like a monthly update on the academy. If that's something you'd like to see, obviously let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Sort of taking a look at the 21s, taking a look at the under-18s and seeing how things go. Obviously, last night the under-21s played in the Derbyshire Senior Cup. They lost 3-1. There wasn't a way to watch it, unfortunately, but again, Derbyshire Senior Cup, they're playing against men's first teams, and yes, you're probably going to argue that they should be being able to compete with these teams, and they do. But if you look at some of the players in that lineup, some who could potentially end up playing for the first team over the course of the next few years: Darren Robinson, Freddie Turley, Kylan Robinson, Tristan Gill, Harry Hawkins, who's currently out on loan at, I believe, Telford. Like, there is some really good players sort of within these two setups, and it'll be interesting to see what does happen across the course of obviously the next few years, hopefully even the next few weeks, with some of these youngsters getting the opportunity to play for Derby County's first team. Now, if you have not done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and I'll let you get back now to the rest of your day.